I welcome to my too. My name's Marge. I'm a Hilk empath, and I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. And even though I didn't sleep very good last night, I still feel pretty okay about things. I didn't wake up real good either. You can start your day over any time. You don't have to. You don't have to wake up in a bad mood and then just that's it for until you go to sleep. Some days I got to start my day over freaking every hour. Try again. Try again. Take 4. Take 5. Take 6. It's because I'm willing to. And willingness, I look at it as a two-parter. I gotta want to do something, and then I take an action to do it. I don't just want to do it. So, I don't know. I'm a Heilka. I'm an empath. I'm a vibrational Geiger counter. I feel people's vibes, and I like to raise people's vibes. And sometimes I don't do that. Sometimes I'm the freaking low vibrational being in the room, but I'm just a spirit having a human experience, and we're just trying to figure it out a little bit more, get more pieces to the puzzle. And I spent a lot of time gathering pieces and then of the puzzle, and then I report them here for folks. I like to think I'm a esoteric Sherlock Holmes on Elementary. I've been watching that in the evening, and he has like 6 TVs. Like, I'd do that one day. I just like to input data, and I learn from people and experiences, and I learn for other people's experiences, and I'm just constantly inputting, and then about an hour a day. Most days I try to get about an hour meditate state in, keep my spiritual balance and alignment, and my sleep time I call my night shift. It's all about my dimensional traverse, because I believe that sleeping is just our spirits having experiences with our higher self and higher dimensions. But anyway, makes sense to me. It doesn't make sense to a lot of other people, but what are you gonna do? It's my belief system. It's always how I picture things in my mind. I don't know. I always thought I was a happy kid, because I was just always out in nature, playing with animals, and riding my bike, doing things I loved. And then it was like when people would come in, different vibrational types and personality types would come in, and the controller, I was introduced to them at a very, very, very early age, because I was just this big personality, and people like to put out your fire. They do if they're a controller. It's just how it is. And I always had my parents were, don't do this, don't act like that, calm down. I always had so much energy. Hold still, don't do this. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? What's your problem? And most of the time, I because my natural face, people later in years came up with resting bitch face, but I would be thinking about things, and people would interpret that as a scowl, because when their face does that, they're mad, I guess. So evidently everybody in the world, when their face does that, but I'm thinking about the places I want to go, the dreams I have, I'm thinking about 6, 8, 12 things at once, sometimes. So I'm thinking, and people will come up and be like, what's your problem? And I'd be like, I didn't have one until now. Then I get defensive, right? Now I'm negative. Now once my high vibe is now brought down, right? And that's what people like to do. They like to bring your vibe down, And that's great that so many people have had so many, wonderful lives, that you haven't had a whole lot of tragedy in your life. That's cool. No, I'm not even being facetious. I think that's really great. Either you're doing something really, really right. You probably are, man. Good karma is collecting or whatever, and everything goes your way, nothing bad ever happens, Yeah, people die, yeah. But think about how the depth of the pain is due to the closeness of people, If you don't let yourself get close to people, it's not going to hurt as much, right? So there's a lot of people that like to keep people at arm's bay, So when people growing up, and I was bullied a lot and always made fun of, never really raised up. Is just, it's not a lot of you can do whatever you want talk kind of thing, I don't think people would ever believe I'd go to college or really do much of anything with my life, and I was able to do that. And was in the military for a minute, And then I was like, man, there ain't no standards here. I can blow hards in this freaking joint. I can get out and these rules are just all freaking ridiculous and stupid. So got out of that and then went into IT, you know, and then I moved to Oregon because I wanted to live in Oregon my whole entire life. And oh God, this place is just not the place that what will make. And what I wanted, later I determined is I wanted to live in Oregon as it was in the 90s, you know, and it ain't that Oregon no more, man. So I don't want to live here more, so I'm going to go back to where I grew up and see what that's like for a while. And if it doesn't work out for me there, then, you know, I'll just keep searching. Then I'm ready to settle down, though. So it doesn't really matter, you know, because I don't, my world is very small here. So my world could be very, very small within 2 hours of my nieces. So at least every now and again, me and Mom can go drive down and see them, have photo montages and stuff like that. You know, make fun desserts and things like that, and just be with them, you know, and I can't do that here, so wherever you go, there you are. Anyway, so I was thinking about being happy, you know, and gosh, it's all I've ever wanted in life. I never had a best friend. Always had animals, dogs and cats and things like that. You know, people always said I was too much and all that stuff that comes with it, and you know, I was always, when I see other people down, I relate to them. I go down there with them, and you know, even if for a minute, I'll try and make them feel better. You know, so it's always kind of been my role and purpose in life. Always kind of been a clown, and the thing of it is, I see so many people that are so happy, and I go out in the world, and I see so many people that are so happy, and most of them are happy is because the thing that, you know, I don't think it's because they didn't let things not bother them. I think that things haven't really hit them yet. I don't think that things have really happened to a lot of people. I think that more people have not gone through traumatic things, I'm starting to think, than have. I thought everybody had some kind of traumatic event in their life, and the more I go out there, I'm like talking to people that I'm like, they've never even been in car accidents and stuff like that. So, you know, I forget that we're just all part of this shared consciousness, but some of the people just are in a more shallow end of the consciousness part, you know, of being conscious and of having life experiences. And that's, you know, that's what creates your spectrum, is how broad your experiences are. No wonder the people that are running the show that have all the money purses at top are freaking stingy and withholding. They've never had to work for anything, and they never shared when they were a kid, so they're not going to share now. You know, and I see all these spiritual practitioners, tarot card readers, you know, astrologers. I see all these people that are, you know, love and light, you know, and then until something freaking traumatic happens, are you still going to be all love and light? You know, are you still going to persevere? That's what I don't see in the community. I don't see the people that have persevered, you know. I'm not going to see, and that's the thing. That's why I'm looking for teachers. I am looking for teachers because I have always put in data so I can learn more, because in that learning more, I understand more about other people. Then I understand myself, too. It's a winner, because we're all the same, man. We're all the freaking same. We're just different shades of the same color spectrum. What matters is where you vibe, high or low, you know, and everybody has a chance to go out, you know, and to do something positive. And I don't look them. I dip in on mainstream media, and this whole freaking administration is just a joke. I mean, it's just a joke, and the part of it is these people are playing, and they you know, they milk things out, and they drag things out, and it's manners, and you can't get upset, because then you're, you know, the people that are running these administrations are freaking psychopaths, because they have no emotions. Because if they did, they would deal with things with a little bit more urgency, I would think. You know, 3 days it takes a human being to die without water, to dehydrate and die. You can go without food for like 30 40 days because your body will eat your own fat, and if you're if you're already kind of big, that's what'll happen. But 3 days, and I look around the country and I'm seeing all these stories more about the dirty water, and I haven't had water just because the freaking cities. And I still get a $50 bill from the city every month, and I haven't had water in a year just because they're selfish and they're greedy because I live in the city. Because somebody somewhere came up with a rule. Now, the farmers who use a lot more water than I do, they don't pay for it. It's just nonsense. And all of this nonsense, the karma for that is coming back. So yeah, the world is going to get gross and scary, and it's not going to be worth going out much in. What do I have to go out there for? I keep looking on Facebook at the calendar of events, and it's more of the same. Paint and wine! Well, booze removes your spirit, so anything that where people that are drinking ain't in alignment with me, And then that's all Oregon is freaking beer and wine, So where's the spirit in that? No wonder you have a bunch of freaking selfish people that would rather paint the freaking lines on the street yellow and white, every 2 weeks when people know where to drive, But it's just wasteful. But they're the one wasting stuff, but they're saying people like me are. It's all that fallacy stuff. I've done videos on the fallacies, red herring, It's just freaking grown-ups acting like children playing games. And and now what we're seeing is with the virus, and information is so funny. Because you're gonna go one place and read one story, one kind of account, and you're gonna go, so we're never gonna know which story is actually the truth, right? Just take what resonates with you and leave the rest and come up with your own truth. This is the best you can do as far as I can see. So you see all this stuff, these different reports, because I saw one account that Wuhan place was the same place that they create disease there. That's what they do. They do it. The anthrax, they create these biological diseases so they can impose a threat on their freaking enemy, and then something happens and goes awry, and then what they have in China happens. You know what I mean? Because I don't really buy that it happened between a snake and a goat or whatever they said hung out, and then somebody said it was chicken and poultry, and I'm like, no, stuff like that is made in a freaking lab. It's not freaking from poultry. It's so whatever. Anyway, I don't know. People ruin everything, man. So I guess we're gonna have a chance, because there's gonna be a lot of freaking ivory towers falling more and more and more, and false prospects being exposed, and the world's just gonna get freaking insane for any one of those people that have an idea of how the world should be. Because the more you have an idea of the world should be, your paradigm is gonna freaking shatter. Yep. And that's where the broken psyches are gonna be. People down here, like this homeless people and stuff like that are all over the world, and the refugees and the people that are in poverty, we're the one that are in freaking better standing, because we have less to lose. We're just pretty much basically gonna be business as usual, living as we, like I have been for the last 3 years. It's the ones that freaking use helicopters for cars and stuff like that. You guys are the ones that are going to have a rude awakening, man. See if you can maintain your blissness through that, and your happiness and joy through that. That's where you can tell the real spiritual fitness is. The joy for people that have gone through hell and still have maintained some sort of hope, positivity, authenticity, drive, still believe in a better day. Those are the teachers I'm looking for. If you know any of them, send them my way. Hope you have a rad day. Peace.